Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the carry on of the tournament. We are down into the semi-finals of the 500 to 1k bracket. We have for you today Ants versus a Daginga, and this is going to go down on a map apparently called Win Rare. Not Win Ra, but Win Rare. So, just waiting for another minute before we can launch into watch that, and we can find out just exactly what is going on. So, in the other bracket of this matchup, we have Twiblade versus Fergus. However, that is not likely to happen right afterwards. There's probably going to be a break, and we'll have to come back to that one soon. But for now, it depends how long this one is going to take. And now we've just got 45 more seconds till we can launch. Peter is actually in the chat and wants to place their bets as to who they think is going to win. If we remember, Ants just took out his opponent, took map control, took eco, took tech, and just waltzed on in, whereas Ginga only won because of a Monkey Lord to the face of his opponent. Yes, Ender, if you scouted that Monkey Lord, you probably would have won. But you didn't. You didn't scout it. Very well, here we go. In the top corner, top left, we have Ants still in that lovely purple colour, but unfortunately he's gone Cybrin, opening first land and keeping us guessing on the rest. However, there's no Hydro except for all the way over here, so I would say we should expect some pigeons on this before seeing an engineer out that way. Down in the bottom right, we have a Daginga, who is UEF this time, popping his factory down right beside the mixers for some adjacency, and he's got a pigeon planned and engineer to head off to this side to look at capping the Hydro over there. Bit of a distance, probably worth picking up that one first, which he's now recognised and changed his mind. So, Ants, first mix, 2 pigeon, fairly standard start build order with no Hydro. Alright, so this map is just known as Win Rare and is a 10 by 10 kilometre map. No, it looks fairly 10 by 10. 5v5 would be, sorry, 5k map would be much smaller. So, Ginga also doing the couple of pigeons and engineers out towards the Hydro. His is a little bit faster. Ants, on the other hand, is sending a hunter out, hoping to get all the way down here. And if it makes it in time, it could pick off these engineers before they finish the Hydro, and that would be quite a bit of an issue for Ginga. So 3 engineers now off rolling towards there. Funny thing about this map, there is no reclaim. Everything on this map is going to be eco-generated. Any reclaim is going to be from the wrecks of things you have built. So we're going to try and keep an eye on that number as the game goes on, see who's actually reclaiming after the wars. But until then, these 3 engineers have approximately that much time. I couldn't tell you how long it's going to take, another minute or two, for that lab to wander all the way down and come back around. Of course, if he's paying attention, 3 engineers should be able to reclaim that lab if it happens to wander within range. But it looks like this is going to go up fairly quickly, especially with the extra engineers. I don't expect that lab is going to make it in time. Right, first combat unit out for Daginga is a scout, 2 scouts. See if they're going to pick up the enriching labs there. And aside from those labs, has got 1 engineer working on the Hydro up there. He's got 3 pigeons, although he is planning to surround his factory with them. And he's got an engineer well on his way to these 6 mixers over there. So these 3 engineers will have this finished promptly, and then we're going to start quick work on the mixers as well. And this lab is still on the incoming. Question is, will Ginga, with that scout. No, there's not going to see the lab. This radar does not reach far enough. So if he's not paying attention, it could have the opportunity to pick off a few engineers down here. He will, however, be aware of this one. But the scout, unfortunately, just walks right up to that, and that is going to be an easy kill. Reinforcements in the form of another mech marine and scout coming in. They will be more than capable, should be more than capable of dealing with that particular lab to cover this engineer. Commander down here, and they're moving on over, whereas Ants is actually pushing his commander down here to get a factory set up surrounding mechs for that adjacency bonus, obviously to spam out units. And as we saw in the last game Ants played, he did this fairly effectively and got a lot more units to the front line quicker. So Ginga needs to be concerned about that. He's still only got the one factory, although he is getting an air factory down here, which is a lot more than what Ginga is. In fact, Ants is not getting any air factory planned anywhere. This is all land, so but just want to keep an eye down here. This lab has now made it, so engineers trying to spam up T1 PD, they would be better off rushing that and trying to reclaim it. And one of them should finish off that factory. There we go, there's a reclaim order. One engineer down, but also that's all that lab is going to get done. Looking at map control, Ants is very much ahead in eco. He's got all these mixes here. He's got another lab up here. He's got that mixed and started on the factories for a spam. It is ahead in eco as well, 29 to 15, 31 to 15. We know that's not reclaim related because there is none on the map, aside from what you make. So Ants actually has nearly twice the mass income of Ginga, which he will need to sort out. Okay, despite losing that scout there, Ginga has not thought to check with his units if there was that lab sitting up there, so it's actually going to get a free engineer kill if he is not paying attention. Just going to keep an eye on that. Indeed, here it goes. Engineer does a quick U-turn as soon as that's done, but it's not going to make it anywhere. The lab chases it down, and that is a deny for those mixes. Redirecting his own units over that way to take care of it. This engineer stops. This lab is not long for this world. On the other side, we can see that Ants has just about finished his fourth factory and is already starting to build up his army of Mantis and Medusas. However, he still has no air factory. Power planned, lots of power planned up this way, and in fact he's going for Tech 2 on his land factory before getting any of his mixes upgraded, but that could be a good game changer there, getting some T2 units out, get some power. This lab has wisely run away from his position. I feel like it's going to loiter over there till this army, small forces moved away, which will take care of that lab. The engineer will go back, and I'm pretty sure that will return to try and claim another kill. Still no air out from Ginga, despite having built the factory, no scouting, no idea where he's facing, and no idea that this is coming. Just pop that open and see there's been no scouting at all. He's got no idea of what is happening, though this scout may pick up that lab down there. In fact, there it does. If he is paying attention, he will take that out with his own marine. And there's the move order to intercept. So this engineer will survive for the day. But here we have this force on the move. Now, there's a commander down here with a factory producing engineers. He needs to get some units out. He hasn't got much of a mobile force. The only way these are going to be stopped is if they actually run directly into the commander. Engineer up here, getting to work on the hydro and mixes afterwards. Could do is sending this little clump up there to take care of it. Again, this move order, that should have been an attack order. Instead, he's moved out and let that lab get away. It's not even half dead, and is going to get herself another engineer. That'll be 3 kills for the lab, 1 scout, 2 engineers coming up. No, the engineer has gone back. Radar coverage from here has saved that engineer's life. This time the lab is not long for the world. Here we have a very bad mistake. Ginger is overflowing mass. You never want to be overflowing mass. This is why you need more factories, more build power. If we look on the other side, you can see Ants has gone the other way. He is stalling mass, however it is better to be stalling than it is to be overflowing. This is completely wasted mass, and he needs more build power, more factories, more units pronto. This could be another 4 factories running. If we look at this, so neither of his factories are actually building anything. No units coming out of there, no units coming out of there, and yet he's still overflowing mass. He should be, at least if nothing else, upgrading his mixers, just to not be wasting that. Not be wasting that mass. So we have here again another upgrade on the land factory. It's going to be T2 units coming out soon. This one's 90% complete, and we have 2 mixers upgraded and a third one well along the way. 50% done. It's not going to take much longer. This will, I imagine, is going to spit out a couple of T2 engineers. They're going to start on some T2 power, and we're going to see T2 units coming out of this, whether it be rocket bots or rhinos, uncertain. But once again, Ants has gone for a quick tick up. He has an air factory which is going straight to T2 as well. Not even going to bother with any interceptors. Straight for T2 air, which I imagine will turn into Corsairs. So Ginger still overflowing mass. He has some power issues which he really needs to sort out, but he really needs to sort out that mass problem as well. More mixers, more power. There we go. Engineers starting to work on power. They were abandoned trying to make this factory. Wise choice. Needs the power before he can get that. Still throwing away. Sizable little army pushing up here from Ants, and this is T2, and that is rocket bots. Rocket bots are a good choice against T1. As long as you keep them at range, they will absolutely slaughter groups in the long run. The Ginger is actually building T1 power with his commander in basically the middle of nowhere. He's that desperate to get his power issues sorted, which he has now, and really needs to work on using that mass, getting some more build power, getting some more units on. Right now he is well shy of Ants in terms of units. There is T2 upgrade unassisted. Going to take a minute and a half though, and he is still overflowing everything. May have more income, but he's not doing anything with it, and if you're not doing anything with your income, it is pretty pointless having it. Comparatively, Ants has used a lot of his. He's a little bit on the downside, but again, it's better to be stalling rather than overflowing. So you can see these units starting to come out. You've got some rhino, got a rhino here. What T2 engines, I can change that from, nope, here's more rocket bots. So he has a plan. That plan is to out tech Ginger. Ginger's still with T1 tech everywhere. Looks like he has another possible air grids planned there, but he will have scouted this. He'll know that Ants on T2, which I presume is a reason for this upgrade. 50% done there. Still got a bit of time to go. Needs assistance from engineers. Here they come. This army's still just building up, Mantis getting a bit of run by here. They're going to come over here, take care of that engineer in the mixes. These Marines will not be able to take care of those. They will lose out. Has Ginger spotted them? He has spotted them. He knows they're coming, but has not reacted. Does not have the units to do it. So it's going to be a blow. He's going to lose the one engineer sitting over here, and likely at least 1 or 2 mixers, maybe all of them, if he does not pick that up. If we should do is send these bombers over, they are sitting there doing nothing. Prime targets for those. Instead we see no reaction. But there we go. These mech marines moving over. Once again they are going to struggle to take out Mantis. 3v2 is not a good number for mech marines versus Mantis. There go the bombers. That's a better move. They should hit 1 each. take care of it. Commander has finished T2 upgrade, throws down a triad. Needs some intel though. Is that no? That's only Tech 1 radar, so can't see terribly far. You see they got some. The range of this is actually outside of his radar, so it won't shoot at units it can't see. Bombers dispatch the Mantis. They've managed to take down 2 mixes though, and the engineer. So that is actually a good little run by those Mantis. There we have Tech 2 and straight into the Corsairs, not even bothering with T1 air. And look at the upgrades. This is 4 extractors at once, and you can see there a little bit of mass in the bar. Very good eco control there. Ginger has sorted out his overflow issue, no longer overflowing. Mass bar about a third full, that's good to see. However, he does need to, he has not yet scouted this top left corner. He has no idea that those Corsairs are coming. Meantime, bombers out here, got nothing to stop them, just completely wrecking this place unless he sends over these Corsairs. They should take out the engineer, let him make it so they cannot rebuild over there. Their Hydro is very close to dying, burning away in that lovely napalm. But here we go, Corsairs moving over, Interceptors coming out to defend. That is the Hydro down. Yes, we have this one lone engine over here trying to get up a radar. Corsairs coming in, those are going to make very short work of the bombers. However, they will take out 2 mass ejectors, yes they do. Will they take out a third? Okay, here goes the other bomb sets. So 3 bombers have taken out. In fact, this one still lives. Corsairs are down. Indeed, and still stays. So air control is currently running in with Ginger. He should use this to his advantage. He can take out all of these mixes, and if he spots the engineer, he should take that out as well, just so we cannot rebuild. Still no T2 air over there, still no T2 land. All T1. So getting a bit of a PD creep here for the Ginger, but does he have the radar for it? He does not. So it's very short vision range for these PDs. They're very reliant on the radar to be able to do the right thing. Gets a bit of radar from flying over Scout, but he should build another T1 radar at least here, so that the full range of these can be used effectively. Ants has built up a very big army here, mix of mostly T1 with some T2 thrown in. You can see rhinos and rocket bots. Just mixed in with T1 just enough. And T2 anti-air, just for safety's sake. So Ants is getting an upgrade on his comm. Missed it, not sure which one it is. Could be T2 itself. We'll spot that in a second. And the bomber has gone from here. So whether it got shot down, at least got some inties out from Ants finally. And we're just going to check on this upgrade. I suspect it is T2. Yeah, there it is. T2. So bombs going over, looking to clean up these, should hit the radar first. Over there's 2 mix down. 4 mix damaged, and here come the inties. Will they get another pass? So 2 mixes down and a radar, and that's all the work they're going to get done for those inties, clean them up. So on the ground we have a drone starting up for Ginger. He wants to get that extra build power on his comm. Has a shield with T2 flak and TMD. Will this force move? That is a lot of units. You need more PD there, sir. Trying to grab T2 power in the front. It's the only place he has T2 tech is on his commander. Still no factories with T2 or upgrading to T2. This is an oversight he should be remedying, because he's now overflowing mass again. I have a feeling there's a lot of mass wasted by Ginger, which could very much come to hurt him. Very much come to hurt him. Map control is fairly even. eco-wise, Ginga is ahead, but again we must reiterate he is wasting mass and he is well behind on power. So he's only ahead on mass. Shield here on covering the 2 pigeons for ants. And this is another T2 air factory. So we've got 2 T2 air factories. Both of them appear to be pumping out Corsairs. In the meantime, a small raid up in the corner is going to take care of that engineer and mixers up there. I expect we might see a couple of Corsairs dispatched to take care of it. There's certainly no units over there. These could carry on right through to the back end of the base. Looks like we are going to get our skirmish, however. So Ginga, now he does have radar, so he can see it coming. And he's just going to let those run into the PD first and take some casualties before committing his army. He's got T1 PD going down in front as well. This is a good idea for when units get closer. The T1 PD has a lot more DPS than T2. So these units are going to try and skirt. They're not going to get anywhere. Rocket bot coming in the front, that's not a good idea. They're basically a paper cannon. So here we go, T1 PD opening up and shredding units. T1 units coming into the front just to mix up and trying to lay things to keep that shield alive, keep the PD alive. Again, you need to be building more PD. You're overflowing everything. Where is your build power? What are you doing? There we have T2 finally. Some T2 engineers, get some power up. He has a lot more eco and should be ahead. So you can see here that between T1 PD, the shield, and T1 units, that this has been a very dead little army. And there we have a reclaim field. This is a sizable amount of reclaim. We've got probably more, about 1,000 reclaims, so that's a T2 mix worth of stuff. Up here we have these units have been finally finished off. They did not move far enough in to take out the 2 mixes, unfortunately. But this merry band of T2 units could come waltzing down this way. There is literally nothing to stop them from getting in. And Ant's concerned about the loss of his army is popping up some of his own defences, including a stealth fuel generator. But and still that is an unscouted location. Ginga has yet to scout here or here. And if you remember, scouting is what killed off Ender when he faced Ginga himself. So, command get an upgrade. That is on the left arm. I think that will be T3. T3 for Ravager Creep. He would have the eco to do it once it is completed. Ants has also been a complete lack of scouting. Had no idea about the main base, no idea about anything here. However, he is sending down units anyway. Those are coming over here to destroy the eco and down the side to take care of down here. So we'll try to keep an eye on that. That is a T2 RT up there. These nasty little Gunthers firing away. Might pick up some units that might be able to take down some shields. Ginga has paused the commander. Probably yeah, there was his power stalling a bit. Doesn't want to store power while the shield is the only thing stopping that Gunther from doing damage. Now he's sending up units. This bad idea. They are just going to waltz to Cerberus range, and that will be the end of them. There's not quite enough there to threaten this amount of Gunthers. In fact, here we go. Realise this after the scouts fly over. He now knows what is there and wisely changes his mind. He needs to finish this upgrade and start doing something. Those Gunthers are going to make short work of the space. Needs more power. He has noticed these units come down and has put up some T2 PD for defense, but they are going to simply skirt that, move around and destroy this air grid down here without some form of army response. Think about PD, it's only useful if your enemies actually come within range of it. And while Ants hasn't scouted, so he's got no idea it's there, he's just simply skirting down the side. 3 Gunthers now, more going up. 1 shield's going to do nothing. 2 shields might help. I think you're going to want more there, indeed. Shield spam going up. That looks like a couple of T3 shields. Houses land. Here's T2, got pillars rolling out, mongoose from there. Does he have the eco? He should be thinking about moving it to T3. Gets more power up, you are going to need it trying to run that many shields. In fact, I feel a stall coming on. Minus 1200 power. Those shields flicker at the wrong time, those guns will simply get through and destroy. These have been scouted if only just. T1 bombers are not going to do enough to stop this. There's going to be a lot of carnage here. T1 PD getting spanned up by these engineers. If they fall into range, that might help. However, engineers are a priority for units, so there they go. That's the end of those engineers. 1 PD up to valiantly try and do something. It's not going to last. Might get a unit. Indeed it does. 1 unit, and then it's down. Bombers trying to do some work. Sizable force coming in should be able to save that. And as we can see down here, while I was busy watching over that, just absolutely lost all of this due to the Argies. We now have 6 Gunthers, a 7th on the way, going up fast, absolutely decimating the space, and that does look like T3 on the commander, certainly, because he did a T3 shield before. You need to drop back. He's wasting eco trying to hold this position. We can drop back outside of arty range. He's just on the edge. This is a little dangerous. Commander's here alone. Got some PD up, got some shields up. But is it enough to field off this large force of T2 plus the Gunther fire? Got some mobile missile launchers in there as well. Spamming up shields, but you need to get up some defences. Going to be a close thing. T1 PD will help, but losing shields will not help. In fact, he's now trying to drop back with his commander. Does have a line of PDs sort of to take care of that. It looks like it would be hold without the Gunthers, but the Gunthers are going to finish things off. Rock Boss prioritise the shields as it should. Units are down. That would be the end of that. Those MMLs just going to sit here at range along with the Gunther fire. Slowly wear down the shields, and that is going to be that. This merry band of units has cleaned up all this here, leaving behind some reclaim, which could be of great use, unless you're overflowing. And they have the potential to do a fair amount of damage. There are no units up here, although these Corsairs, there's a lot. 10 Corsairs, they're just waiting to make some damage. There are a few more floating around in the air as well on patrol. So these units have been spotted by this particular Corsair. Going to be attacked by a few interceptors, so not going to get a lot done. Some anti-air, but it's only T1. Parachutes doing their jobs, protecting the units. Could have done with some T2 flak in this mix. Vipers going overboard on the front. Well overworks TMD. Buzzkills are possibly the worst TMD in the game. Not only do they sometimes miss what they shoot at, which is incredibly useless, they will often shoot at the same item. So you can see here, just these missed shots flying out from one of these, just hitting absolutely nothing. Off it goes. Some units coming up in support. Looks like they're going to just have a good push forward to take care of those as needs to happen. More Gunthers. A couple of shields are both going to be an arty creep from here. Still got 6 Gunthers. Another stealth field, although everything's already under it anyway. T2 power generator at the front is an odd choice. So they've got plenty of space to make it back here. Definitely has power issues though. Needs to get his T2 PG up. Needs more power. So his forces come up here and is going to easily wipe that out. There's going to be nothing left of this. That's 4 T1 mixes just about upgraded. There's a lot of eco lost. They're not going to pay for themselves at all. It's good time with that. Another push down here to get rid of this expansion. Cerberus turret that needs to go down. If you can get under the shields, prioritize the shield, shoot the shield. There we go, Cerberus turret is going to go down anyway. It's the only defense in this area. Everything is going to be next. So right now, Ginga, while he has stored a lot of mass, indeed he is overflowing just about again. He is ahead on eco and is trying to use it. Still on T2, in fact there is the T3 shift, 86% done there. T3 engines would be a great help. Still T2 for Ants, T2 there, but T2 areas where it counts. He has a large band of Corsairs. It's going to cause a fair bit of damage. Commander's still in front. Have a couple of flanks around. A few T1 PDs. T1 flanks lodged it. Trying to thin out some of the air, but that is still a large number and he does need to be worried about that. This force on the top right is now moving in. Nothing to stop it. Bit of group here, some Cerberus turrets though. There's a defense to the base. If Ginga has scouted that, he could skirt it. In fact, he hasn't scouted. Again, he's moving in blind. Should be scouting a bit better. So Corsair now has picked up on his patrol route. That is going to have a go at some of the units. I'd like to make some auto runs. Some more Corsairs coming in. We expect to see... No. They are not going for the ground on the patrol route. And that's another T2 mix lost for Ants. This group down here has basically been left alone. And has had time to work its way down and destroy 6 T2 mixes absolutely unopposed. One does wonder where the focus is for Ants. Certainly T2 unit spam, there are a lot going out, and T2 Corsairs. However, this group of units keeps moving across the top. It could skirt these entirely. We're going to stray just into the range of the Cerberus turrets in the moment. Corsairs have been lifted to try and dispatch, and these Corsairs will be too much for the T1 anti-air that we have here. Say goodbye to these units. Good use of the Corsairs just to clean it up. Probably should have been used while it was over there. Ginga should be well aware that there is T2 Corsairs on the map. He should be getting a watch of his own air force. And here he is giving up on this. So we can also see there is a lot of T2 flag being queued up. He is worried about the air snipe. And realizes he can no longer hold his position. With that coming in, it does not want to fall victim. How many Corsairs does he have? 21 Corsairs. That could possibly kill him in one pass. One pass could take out a comm. Answers on a postcard. In the chat if you think 20 Corsairs can take out a T3 commander. It was all quiet. Looking at the eco. Ginga on 250, still overflowing. T3 is there. T3 mobile missile launcher That's a curious decision. Still T2 shield, he has T3 power. Is he going for T3? Still on T2 air. If you upgraded these factories to T2, they could pump out these interceptors a lot quicker, and he'd have a much larger air force. As this, he has 36 to go against 22 Corsairs now, and 5 inties, which probably won't do a lot in the balance of things. Very slow building on this from the 2 shoulder drones. Commander down here is pumping out some shit. He's very worried about the air snipe without multiple shields and multiple flak. Here we go, we have some scouting. So Ants is looking to get T3 land. 43% done on that upgrade. Scouts will go over so Ginga will be aware of the base now and just what it looks like. Still hasn't scouted that top left, still does not know that this is up here. So it seems like a bit of a stalemate. Ants just holding this line, holding this area, building up more artillery. Looks like it's going to be a mass artillery pod just to give an area denial. How far will they go? So this entire base area basically be denied with this large bank of T2RD. Mass stalling hugely. This is not a big surprise when you have, what is that, 16 T2 engineers building arty. Each one's at -13, so that's approximately 190, 200 mass being used for just these to build the arty. This group has finally been cleaned up by the Corsairs. So this is rolling out T2 flak, and here we have some of the T3 units. Considering the number of Corsairs are floating around, you could probably do with using T2 parachutes on this just to help them out, to give the AA a chance to take some down before things go sideways, or he needs to use these interceptors to wipe that force out. 23 Corsairs, so production on those has slowed right down, probably due to all the mass being used in these Gunters. And they will be able to break through all their shields. T2 engineers valiantly trying to build more. Still got a lot of mass in the coffers. So there we go, though, we have mass T3 manufacturing here. 4 T3 factories on the roll. Commander down here, T3 should put up some SAMs. If you're worried about an air snipe, SAMs will definitely help you as well. More scouting coming in from Ginga. So we do have T3 radar for Ants, so he knows these units are here. But he has no idea what they are. But this eco of 2.5 times the mass income Ginga has over Ants. Ants stalling hard mass, he's using every bit of mass that comes in. Still has no power storage, curiously. But he's using every bit of mass that comes in, and these T2 arties are going to be something to be worried about. Now, I noticed some of you suggesting that Ginga should build a Fat Boy. Now, the downside to a Fat Boy is it will actually lose to T2 arty. And at this point, 11, that is going to do some damage. However, if it comes up here under the shielding, that will give it a bit more time to do some damage, and the arties are probably focused on the wrong thing. This merry band of T3, however, that has a potential to cause a lot of havoc. We've got Titans mixed with Perseus and mobile missile launchers, T3 anti-air to take care of the Corsairs when they inevitably find out and come and say hi, but still no parachutes. Just a few parachutes into the mix. And here we have more Tech 3 land factories going up, so Ginga realizes that he is well on the plus on the eco side of things, is getting some more factories up so he can start building more units, and he could get a very, very large army. On the other side of things, so busy putting mass into those artilleries that this T3 upgrade is still not done. Going up very slowly. Anything that's not artillery related. A few spattering of units here, got some Corsairs here, but the production has slowed right down. Right down. Because all the eco is being focused down here. A T3 on the commander is trying to get some power up. Not really power stalling, but it is rather close. Okay, he's a good dip down. But he's definitely going to want... Okay, here's the reason for the power. We have a perimeter defense plan, so that will give him a lot of vision. Huge range of vision around here, and he'll be able to see what's down here. He'll be able to see these crawling their way up the side. Ginger has more than enough if he's scouted, which I thought he had. He should know that Ant still doesn't have T3. This army is big enough, this army should go. So this looks like a scouting path from Ants, maybe trying to find Ginger's comp, who's down here quite happy under shields and with a bunch of T2 air, T2 anti-air. Ants, you need to scout this over here, my friend. You need to know this T3 is coming. So a bunch of NGs rebuilt these mixes, some T1 defences, wouldn't hold up much, but it's enough to be a deterrent. They're still building very, very slowly. Artillery might be able to shoot over this middle hill, might be a bit tall however, so if this army moves up, that will probably be too high. Yeah, too high for the idea to get over. It's not quite that much of an arc. As we can see that drift over. It's not reaching the height of the mountain, so army will be safe. In fact, there go the parachutes. I'm still confused as to why this army is sitting there. How much do you want to build up, Ginger? How much? How much of an army? If you'd scout, you'd know he has nothing to stop that going through. This army could waltz and just romp through everything. These won't stop it. Absolutely won't stop it. Soothsayer perimeter going up. Looks like we have stopped on the Gunters, so Ants realising that all Zika was going into there and it was not doing very well. This army is moving. This army is scouted. Ants is well aware this army is coming. As soon as this is done, it's going to show just exactly what is coming, and he should probably panic a little at that point, because he has not enough to stop this. We have parashields, we have anti-air. In fact, there are 23 mobile anti-air cannons to face off against 25 Corsairs, and these are also under shields. Soothsayer is up and can now see the danger, as long as his power doesn't die. In fact, I think he has turned off his Omni sensor to run the Soothsayer instead. He knows the army is coming, he doesn't know what it's composed of, else he might be looking at trying to get some bricks out of this. So Soothsayer up. It is now showing just exactly what those are. And if Ants wasn't worried about this force before, he should be now, and this force needs to get on the move. Ginga needs to scout some more, needs to get some more intel, maybe turn this into a T3 radar. Something, just so he can see what's coming. This is where the battle is going to happen. comparable size forces, however T2 versus T3 is never going to end well for the T2. And there are more coming all the time. Also a small push coming up from this way is not going to do so well against this bank of Cerberus turrets. Got zappers in there as well, and the T2RD if it decides to redirect onto that. This looks like a plan to try and find Genghis Khan, but he's under a lot of defense there. T3 shields, T2 shields, flak, and T3 SAMs. A couple of Ravagers thrown in for good measure. They probably won't get much done. They would be more likely to shoot the hill than anything as well. So Ants now knows the column is there. Possibly realizes he does not have the... This is a T3 airshift, this is a good choice. He needs to do something to counter this T3 army that is just going to wander up and absolutely demolish. Still lacking on that critical info side of things. No radar, can't shoot at what you cannot see. These units have made it right in there, but rapidly dispatched by the large number of Cerberus turrets. Back at the base, here it is. Unit static, these just coming from the side, carving them up, getting absolutely hammered by the Cerberus turrets. Titans at first, parachutes to help cover them, Corsairs coming in, and they will get slowly down to one by one, absolutely shredded by this T3 mobile anti-air. T2 units going down like flies, Corsairs dropping out of the air, Cursor is now coming into range. You don't want to sit there, you want to keep pushing. This is the wrong choice, dropping back. Giving Ants a chance to reload, giving them a chance to build more zappers, more Cerberus turrets, more shields. If you do not have radar, you'll be firing blind. Needs to get an engineer up, needs to turn the radar into T3. Something just so he can see what is going on. There are a large number of mobile missile launchers, but they have been dragged out of range, so they're not going to be able to shoot anything there. Ants, however, has those well covered under radar, so he knows what's coming. Some tier 1 bombers out over here to try and take care of business. Take quite a break through the shields. There's a good number of them. Another passer should be down, they can get work on through the NGs. Up here, King is still with no intel, so those missile launchers are firing at known static emplacements rather than the units that are stacked out front. Right, Black is up, that's going to take very short work of those tier 1 bombers. Not quite as far ahead in front. Your units need to move. They're just going to be sitting there absorbing Cerberus fire for no reason. There's the move command. Get those persons in range, they will take care of the squall in a moment, and that will be a large amount. Cerberus are dropping like flies. Persons still not getting ranges, mostly there we go. There's nothing left. Nothing left to stop this push. Ginger still with mass in the bank, still not stalling, and stalling hard. Trying to start up a monkey. In fact, that monkey is almost complete. All build power going to that monkey, so just like Ginger in his game before, Ginger built a monkey, stuck it in Endor's face and won the game. So Ants is building a monkey, almost done. His base is in shambles. His eco's dropped down to 100, so he's still okay on eco. He's got all this up here. But that monkey is not enough to fend off all of this. If Ginga pushes us down this way, in fact, yes, there we go, the monkey is going straight for to Ginga's comp. Does he have any idea that it's there? Probably not. Does have, where is it, Omni radar there, so once he's scouted that, he will know it's coming. So these are going to fly straight over it, straight over the monkey. In fact, there it is. If he's paying attention, he will see that coming. Then that is a large shift of T2, T3 in this round here. Will it be enough? Looks like it should be. Got Percival's in the mix. That should be enough to take care of the monkey. So these units don't stop. Just right on in. Power, T3 power goes down, causes a chain reaction. Soothsayer gone, more power gone. Ants is okay eco-wise, he's not stalling anywhere, but he's lost all his intel. So those units now have free reign to fire on the base without getting shot back. Monkey Lord coming in the front now, surrounded by some T2 units, give it a bit of backup. And Lays decides to point out a spike range, so they're actually going for units. We have this large number of T3s coming in. Ginga has seen and is spamming up Ravages. So Monk Lord is going to run, and I think somebody has left. Ants has probably thrown out the GG, left the game, realises his monkey is not going to get the job done. So that is going to be a win for Ginga, presumably. So I do not think that monkey was going to make it through that many Titans, Percies and Ravages down the bottom, especially with more incoming. I shall check over on the chat. There we go. Yes indeed, chat. So the replay has ended early. Ended before it actually ended. And that is the end of that. Unfortunately no boom. Sometimes the replays do not end. They do not load all the way to the end in this situation, sadly. But that's definitely a win for Ginga. Far more units. More defences, more units here. Monk Lord was not going to get through. These units here pushing down and wiping out that base. That would have been the end of Ants. So there we have it. So Ginga moves through to the next round. This time he defends the Monkey Lord to the face instead of using the Monkey Lord to the face. A lot of wasted eco over. A lot. Alright, time to drop down into the chat and catch up with the players. There
Do you not
we
recall the
go.
paragliders?
I was not looking at my base, you know.
Indeed. Well, that is another win for Ginga.
Yep.
So he's advanced through to the final. We now have Twiblade needs to fight Fergus.
Yeah, we could get lucky. And get it finished.
Lucky. Like to finish it tonight. So I see Fergus in chat. So we just need Twiblade to turn up. Would that be correct?
Why am I hearing double everything?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll be right back.
Twice just having dinner.
Absolutely. Alright, I will stop the stream here then. We shall pick this up again once the next one